So you might not know this, but my life has changed um since 2011 and then into 2015. So much has changed since my sister had kids and since my sister got this job at the thrift store recently. Um there's also some other changes. I don't want to get into detail. Um I have become more adult-ish, but not really. But there are still some things that reflect my inner child more than I know of. Especially Disney Plus. I feel like that getting that was like bringing back something that I knew from my childhood so much more than I knew of it. I mean, I grew up watching Disney shows, Disney movies. I grew up with nearly everything in my life was Disney. And many people either didn't grow up with Disney Channel or they did, but it was limited to them because they didn't have it on their cable package or something. I don't know. It's really weird. Um, but for me, Disney Plus is great because you can find shows that you knew from your childhood, and you can find shows that you've never discovered before, like shows that they just brought out. High School Musical, the series, for example, that's a really good one. Um, The Mandalorian is a really good one. Hero Project is a really good one. There's many really good shows on there, and there's many really good movies on there. There's a lot of stuff from everyone's childhood with Disney and like so many other things. It's like you wanted something? Here you go. Put this on. It's like, okay, I can do this. It's like wonderful. And just when you thought that Disney wasn't gonna get any bigger, they thought, okay, we're gonna make a streaming service. I know some people have done it. We need to do it. Basically, that's what they're saying with this. And it shows because this was what they were planning last month. This is what they were planning. And now it all makes sense. This is what you should be doing. When you look at something and you see your childhood right in front of you, shows that you knew of, Lilo and Stitch the series, The Lion King's Timon and Pumbaa, um, you know, okay, for some people, you might want to include The Lion Guard in this, um, because you can. Um, and there are many other Disney Junior shows that you could include in this. I'm not going to mention what they are, but there are many other Disney Junior shows that you can mention besides The Lion Guard. That was one of the ones that I started watching right away when the show just started. Um, and I was hooked because we knew that Simba didn't just have Kiara. We knew that he was gonna have someone else besides Kiara. And when we saw the Lion Guard, we saw him. We saw Kion. Okay, we saw him, and he was really cool. And now we just need a sequel series. So Disney, hear me out. If you announce a sequel series for the Lion Guard, I will watch from like day one. Just like I did for the Lion Guard. I will watch from day one if you give me a sequel series. So please, give me a sequel series. I don't care what the title is, just give me a sequel series. We've heard people saying it could be Tree of Life Defenders. I don't know if it actually is Tree of Life Defenders. Um, we'll have to wait and see if that is announced. It could be that. We don't know for sure. But it could be that. Some connections that you had from your childhood are still there. When you turn on Disney Plus, it's like all your childhood memories are coming back to you. So yes, get it. Do what you have to. Sign up. For sure sign up because it is like so awesome. We'll be like, "Oh man, this is so cool." That's what it was like. That's what it was like when they started this service, when they launched it. That's what it was like. And I want you to know that if you want something really bad, so bad that um that a company ends up working on something really big like that and just opens you up again. It's like there it was. Your stuff from your childhood. You could even put on Recess and you'd be hooked. I'm gonna try that later on. I'll try The Lion King Timon and Pumbaa. I'll try anything to get me going. I've tried watching a few episodes of Lilo and Stitch the series. That was something I enjoyed in high school. I loved it. I mean, I could probably even try Kim Possible on there. If it's on there, I don't know if it is, but if it is on, probably is on there. I will probably try that at some point too. I know I watched a lot of King Possible when I was younger, so I could put that on too. There's a lot of shows that I could put on there. But hear me out. We all knew that Kion was going to find a relationship. We all knew that. It's not not like you're in Kovu's relationship, but I feel that Ronnie and Kion's relationship is good too. So, if you ever come across The Lion Guard, watch season 3 because it's amazing. It's better than season 1. It's better than season 2. It is like so good, you'll want something more. But I don't know what to say, Disney. Give me a sequel series, please. I know you might be working on something. Even if you don't tell us right now, we're gonna need something by January because we're lost in some we're lost in a place and we need something. We're desperate. We're happy with the end of season 3 of The Lion Guard, but we need something else. We need another spin-off. So give it to us. Please, Disney. Give it to us. I know that you're working on something. And I know that you're probably going to announce it sometime in January. I'm not sure when, I'm not sure when it's even going to be coming, but I know you're going to bring us something. And if it is Tree of Life Defenders, like everyone's been saying it is, then just bring it to us. Put it on your streaming service and give it to us right there. Okay? Give it to us now. Because there's something we need. There's something missing from our lives. Because everyone misses Kion after the everyone missed Kion after the Lion Guard was over. Everyone. And they said, now what's supposed to happen? And you could say, alright, this is what we're going to give you. Okay, we're going to give you this sequel series, and you're going to either like it or you're going to hate it. Alright? Now, I've been saying stuff. You can like stuff, you can hate stuff. But remember, if you hate something, it's maybe because you thought you were going to like it, but somehow you hate it. It could be some new show that you were just introduced to and that you thought you were going to like, but then you end up hating it for some reason. It could be a show that you had a bad reaction to when you were a kid, like me and Yu-Gi-Oh! It could be anything that you had a your life changes. You may not even expect your life to change, but it does. But for me, the one thing that hasn't changed is that I can only be friends with a person. I can't be more than friends with a person. Because I think to be married to someone, you have to be more than friends with them. You have to date them, you have to fall in love with them, and then you have to get married. I can't do that. I don't know why, but I can't do that. I thought I could when I was a kid because I imagined a marriage to my friend, and it didn't happen. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Okay? Some people don't find true love at all. Some people may end up being a single mother, or they may end up um married but have no kids at all. So they get a dog or a cat or something, and they spoil it and they spoil it as if it's their child. Okay, people have done that, and it's crazy. All right, it's crazy. Don't get me wrong. I've seen people do that. Um. So yes, I am like one of the best adults possible now. I might not be who I originally wanted to be when I was a child, but I'm still me. And some people change your life. Whether they're a person you knew from high school or middle school or elementary school or from writing lessons or from art lessons or that sort of thing. It can be any kind of friend you want it to be. It can even be a former neighbor who used to live down the street from you. Um or one that lives next door to you. That can sometimes show up at the place that you recently bought. It doesn't have to be someone you knew from your childhood to be a friend. It can be someone you met from a class. It can be someone that somebody that rode with you. It can be somebody who was your leader. It can be somebody who was your partner's leader. It can be You can be friends with anybody. Okay? It doesn't have to be someone you've known in real life either. Sometimes even well, maybe not characters that you knew when you were younger. Because characters that you knew when you were younger, you may have connected with them and you may have thought that you could relate to them. I can relate to Ash, I can relate to Kion, I can relate to Mikey, I can relate to like many other characters. Stitch, um, Mackenzie. I can relate to April. Um, I can relate to anybody that I've known from a show. I could even relate to Dan, but I'm still sure there are characters I made up on when I was younger, but they're not they're not as good as characters that I knew when I was that I created on this channel. For example, Jack and Blaze. I created them when I was like 3 or 4. Um, Now many people will say I created them when I was 8, but I don't think I really did. Um, Dan Cat, same thing. I created him when I was younger too. We all have friends. But real friends are so much better than imaginary friends because real friends are people who know you. Okay? They're real people. They're not uh, they're not imaginary. Okay? They're not just someone that you would look at from the screen and say, I know them from somewhere. Okay? They're not that. They're a real person. They're someone you know. Okay? They're someone you know. Alright? When you know someone, it's like you want to know someone for the rest of your life. It can be a relative, like a sister, a brother, a cousin, a grandma, a grandpa, that sort of thing. It can be that person. It can be a person who you've known your entire life. It can be a mom. It can be a dad. It can be it can be a neighbor that you knew from down the street years ago. It can be a song that you've heard on the radio that was part of your friend's wedding. And every single time you hear it, it just reminds you of them. Or it can be a song from a movie that from your childhood that just resonates with you. Um, for me, the Lion King songs just feel like that. My all-time favorite Lion King song is Hakuna Matata. A- And I also liked Can You Feel Loved? That was really, really good. Um, Now there was one song in there that I hated. That I absolutely hated. I mean, can you all figure out what it was? If you can't, it's Be Prepared because it it didn't really resonate with me. Songs that villains give us don't resonate with us. Okay? Unless you are a villain yourself. They don't resonate with you. Okay? Unless you are a villain yourself. And I'm not one. Okay? I may have characters that are villains, but I am not a villain myself. Okay? So be prepared. That doesn't connect with me. Um, can you feel the love tonight connects with me because it's a love song. Hakuna Matata connects with me because it just does. Okay? Now the songs from the sequel that I like the most are We Are One because it was just a really, really good song. Um the two love songs that we get with Kovo and Kiara, Upendi and Love Will Find a Way, are really good as well. Um the song that starts out the sequel, He Lives in You, um is really good as well. Some of these songs that you know of from your childhood. Dig a Tana from The Lion King 1.5 is a really good one too. Some people just think that they can't count The Lion King 1.5 because it really doesn't feel like a story that we knew of. I mean, I count it because it's a good mid-quill, but if you want to count anything, you have to count some things from your life that you knew about from when you were a child or an adult who is still kind of a kid at heart. That's what I feel like. That's what I felt like ever since I was a young adult. Ever since I was 20, 21, in that range. Ever since then, I felt like that. I felt like, okay, I'm an adult, but I'm a child at heart. And everybody feels like that. Okay? Even if you're still just a kid or you're an adult, but you can't get rid of your inner child because you're a kid at heart. Okay? Everybody feels like that. And people can say that you're not okay. People can say that you're someone who you want to be, or you're not someone who you want to be. They can say that you. They can say that you're special in your own way. And I believe that. And that's what this channel's for. It's for anyone who wants to see a character that they can relate to. Whether it was one of my characters or one of Disney's characters that they could relate to. So yeah, basically that's it. You can look at some of my characters like Patch and Gizmo and Simba the Second, and there's so many others that I created. I could just list them on and on and on, but I won't because that's just too much to say. But you could look at them and you could say, oh, here's some character that I can relate to. They've had hardships, they've had stuff happen to them that they didn't like. But and when you look at a character that you've known from your childhood, whether it's Disney related, whether it's Nickelodeon related, whether it's Cartoon Network related, whether it's Netflix related, um, there are many characters that you knew from a show that you grew up with, or a show that you were introduced to recently in your life. Okay? There are shows on so many things. There are shows on Netflix, shows on Disney Plus, shows on um Amazon Video, Amazon Prime Video, shows on every place that you can, everything that you can think of has a show, has YouTube even has like shows. But so yeah, you've noticed that I haven't really been uploading in a while. Um Now that's because I mostly haven't been home. I've been here at the Moose House. Um and I can't really get a good um feel of something when I'm not at home. I mean, I can, but it's risky. Now I understand what you meant when you were Disney, when you said you were going to come out with a streaming service. Because it is so wonderful to look at it and be like, oh, there it is. There it there are all these things, all these shows that you can just watch endlessly. As soon as episodes come up, you can just watch an episode and you can be like, oh, okay. I really like this show. Encore is a really good one too. There are so many good shows on there. There are so many good movies on there. Okay? You just look on Disney Plus. Look on Netflix. There are some movies that you knew from your childhood on there. Look on there. You'll know. Okay? You'll find them. You might not have known them when you were. Some people might not have known what they were like years ago. And you might not own every Disney movie that they created, but you can watch every single Disney movie that there is, except ones that haven't come on there yet. That might at a later time period. And they might even do more live action remakes on Disney Plus besides Lady and the Tramp. I mean, that's a really good remake. But it's probably not the only remake that's going to be on there. We've heard of them coming up with a live action version of Fox and the Hound that could be on there. A live action version of Peter Pan that could possibly be on there. A live action version of The Sword and the Stone that could possibly be on there. And so much more. I'm not going to tell you what the rest are. But that's what we've heard so far. Besides Lady and the Tramp. So, let's just hope for the best. Okay? Let's hope for the best. Because they can come up with so many things that you may like, that you may hate, that you may have a good reaction to, you may have a bad reaction to, you may have something. That's been with you from your childhood, that you watched because of nostalgia. You may just, it may just make you happy to see that show again. And it's just wonderful to see all these things that you remembered from your childhood. Okay? It's wonderful. Thank you, Disney, for bringing us a streaming service that we can love. And for putting stuff that we knew from our childhood on it. Thank you, Disney. Thank you. Because there's so many characters that we knew from our childhood. Now, some of us are still kids. Like Luke, like Violet. You might have to bring something to them that they will like, that they will, or that in some cases they might not even like it. But you have to try. You have to try. Okay, you have to try. Now, I'm pretty sure that people knew about The Lion Guard before it premiered on TV because many people discovered Lion Guard when they announced it. I know I definitely did because I talked with my cousins about it. I talked to them about it. I talked that they would introduce a new character that kids can maybe relate to, and that Simba would have another cub besides Kira, because that's all we've known that Simba had up until this point. We didn't know that Kion was even his until the Lion Guard was introduced to us. And when something is introduced to you, you're either like, okay, either I'm going to love this or I'm going to hate this and have a bad reaction to it. Okay? Now, come on. Some shows that you grew up with, can just make you happy again. Okay? And some shows that you watch because you think your nephew or niece is gonna like it, then you're gonna like it too. Because some some shows are like that. Okay? You can relate to so many other characters. You can relate to Simba, you can relate to Nala, you can relate to Kovu, you can relate to Kiara, you can even relate to Kion. Okay? You can even relate to him. And in some ways, you can even relate to Queen Rani. Okay? In some ways, you can even relate to her. Now, with Kion ending up as king of the Tree of Life with Queen Rani in the end, it's like literally the best ending for the Lion Guard ever. I know you're working on a sequel series for the Lion Guard. Even if you can't just tell us what it is right now. But I know you're working on something. Okay, I know you're working on something. So please, Disney, give it to us. Announce it. And we will have our answer, okay? Give it to us. Because we want more adventures. We want to see how Kion and money are actually going to rule the tree of life. We want to see what's going to happen next. Give it to us. Okay? Announce it. Please, Disney. Please. There are people like they're waiting for answers and you're not giving it to them yet. So please. Give it to them. All right? Give it to them because they want answers. They want answers, okay? They really want answers. You can't just not say anything and wait for us to wait and let us keep waiting until you do say something. But ultimately, you're going to give us something. I have a feeling you're going to give us something. That's all I want to say. I can relate to Wear of the Same Pride. I can relate to so many other Lion Guard songs. Kion's Landman, Kion's Reckoning, even. I can relate to that. Um, The Path of Honor. I can relate to that one too. There are so many songs from a series that you know of that just hit you, and you end up singing along with the characters. It can even be songs from a movie that you knew of. And whenever a character starts singing, you can just sing along with them. Just because you know what they sound like and you know who they are. And every single time you watch that song from that episode or that movie, you can say, "Oh, so they really did have a connection to each other." So yes, as of right now, we may not know what comes after the Lion Guard. But I'm pretty sure later on we might know what happens after the Lion Guard. So for now, just read fanfics of what could happen after the Lion Guard, okay? Just read fanfics. I know many people have written them, and it shows you what happens. In your mind, at least. You may not see them on TV. They may not be an actual show, but you can at least read the story and you can understand who you're being introduced to. Okay? And that's it. I'm out.